What's up, Grim Crew? Welcome back to the Gaming Dungeon. I am the Grim Gamer. Welcome back to the channel for another game collection update. I was doing these every month, but you know, in the middle of the holiday season, and I wasn't able to pick up as many things as I had in the previous several months. You know, a bunch of my money had to go elsewhere. You know. Holiday season, you got to buy stuff for other people instead of yourself. But I do have a small stack here of games that I've collected over the past 2 months. So this is an update for November and December to round out 2025. So I've got, I believe it's 12 games to go over here. So we're going to get started. And the first handful, actually, I picked up in a retro game hunting video with my cousin, Crazy Squirrel Gaming. And we went to the Detroit Retro Gaming Show. And there I picked up a majority, well actually, I guess, I think 6 of the 12 that I have here actually all came from there. So half of what I picked up was at that gaming show at the beginning of November. So getting right into it. Oh, and as I have done in the past, I will keep a tally, probably over here or over there, one or the other, of how much each game cost me and how much I spent overall over the course of these 2 months for this particular video. So first up, from the Detroit Retro Gaming Show on the PlayStation 3, and I've been trying to slowly collect this series because up until the 4th or 5th entry, I loved this series, but I kind of fell off. I'm trying to get back into it, and this is one that I had never had before, so happy to have this one. Haven't tried it out just yet, even though it's been like 2 months now since I picked it up. I've got Tekken 6 on the PlayStation 3. This is complete in box, and it's not in perfect condition, as you'll see with a couple of these titles that I picked up. There's one particular booth there where I picked up probably half or more of the games that I got at the gaming show, where they had clearly bought out like some kind of a rental store or something, or some kind of other gaming store or video store, because right here in the center you'll see on the disc a label for the video corner. And I don't know what they were doing to store some of these, but like some of the binding is a little looks like sun faded, so I don't know how they were storing these or what. But you know, for what I paid, which I got this for, this was actually one of the more expensive ones compared to one other, but this one was $12. And so I don't know if that's a good price or not, especially with the sun fading on the binding and the, you know, the stickers on the disc. But I didn't have this one. I needed this one for my Tekken collection, so decided to pick it up there. Next up, I think this was from a different vendor. But, you know, over the years, most of the gaming that I had done was mostly wrestling games. I was a huge wrestling fan back in the day, and I know I've probably said that a couple times. But so most of what I played in my younger days were wrestling games. And I got to thinking, you know, if I were to start going back and collecting every single one of the wrestling games that I had when I was growing up, I'd be spending a small fortune. And I don't know, like a quarter of my collection would be wrestling games, probably. But a lot of those were released every year, you know, especially the SmackDown versus Raws and stuff like that. So it's like, I got to think of which ones would I really want that I actually probably would play. Like, if I bought SmackDown, Shut Your Mouth, Just Bring It, and Here Comes the Pain, which of those ones am I going to play? Probably Here Comes the Pain. Do I really need the other two? You know, sort of thing. So I feel like I got to kind of break down and really focus on which ones I might actually really want. Well, this one I actually really want, because I remember this one fondly and played this one quite a bit. This is the original WWE SmackDown vs. Raw for the PlayStation 2. This one also complete in box. And this one I picked up at the gaming show for $7. And this one is in pretty decent shape, you know, for being a 20-plus year old title now. So I can't really complain. And this is one that I played a lot. I don't know how much I'm going to get into it nowadays. But I remember when we were kids, my brother and I, we played this a lot. Played this particular one half to death. So happy to have that one in the collection. Continuing on with the PlayStation 2, I've also mentioned here on the channel several times that I've never played any of the God of Wars, so I've been trying to collect the God of War titles to play through those for the first time, and you can't start the series playthrough without the very first one. So we've got God of War on the PlayStation 2. This is, of course, one of the greatest hits, but it is complete in box. Again, another one that was in pretty decent shape, all things considered. Got this one for $10. So, looking forward to finally getting into the God of Wars, and I now have the first one to do that. But the way I like to do my game series is in chronological order. And from what I understand, the first God of War is not the first one in chronological order. So you got to have the first one in chronological. Just because I just like have my stories told in, you know, the timeline of which they actually happen. It's easier for me to remember things then, and it's easier for me to just keep everything in order when I see it and play it all in order in the first place. But from what I understand, the first one in chronological order we now have up next on the PlayStation 3, God of War Ascension. This one also complete in box, and there's some a downloadable voucher in here that supposedly expired. But you know the thing with these downloadable codes and vouchers, sometimes even if they are expired, they do still work. And so I haven't tried to redeem it yet, and even if it did still work, it may have been redeemed. But, you know, the thing with the download codes and the vouchers for these older games, I've gotten lucky several times. You know, picking up some stuff at, like, a Disc Traders and, you know, just other retro game stores. I look for the ones that have the vouchers. Half the time they work, half the time they don't. It's a gamble you take, but you know what? One of these, like, used copies at a game store, if there's two of them next to each other, one has the voucher, one doesn't, usually you're paying the same price anyway. Get the one with a voucher. Take a chance. You might, you know, come away with some extra stuff. But anyway, got this one also for $10. So, came away with two more God of Wars for that collection. And hopefully we can continue on and, you know, collect the rest of those. These next two are the, I believe, final two from the gaming show. This next one, going and looking into the library of this particular console, I am trying to find games that either are exclusive to it or were at least console exclusive to it. If it got on PC, that doesn't really matter to me. I don't really play PC games. But for the original Xbox, we've got Dead Man's Hand. Now, this looks like a Western of some sort. Looks like a first-person shooter, even. I don't know if it's any good or not, but it looked interesting enough for me to pick up. This one, also complete in box. This is another one of those video corner ones. But that's okay with me, because this one cost me nothing. This one was thrown in for free. So the booth that I was talking, the booth that I was at, and the people that I was talking to, with the next game that I'm about to show you, which was the most expensive one of the day, they actually, as a package deal, took $5 off of that one, and then just threw this one in for free. So this one cost me nothing. So even if this game absolutely sucks, it cost me nothing. So I mean, I'm A-okay with free 99. So you know, Dead Man's Hand on the Xbox, that's a win for me either way. Now this last one again was the most expensive one of the day. And was thrown in with that little bundle there. This is one that I've heard about, and I keep getting told I need to play. And I need to get a copy of it, and I need to try it. And the problem is, the original version of this game is going for anywhere from, I think, $130 loose. And even at the game show, I've seen one complete in box for $300. I'm not paying that. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. Especially for a game that, if it's not one that I really want because I have nostalgia for it and I know that it's good and it would be worth that kind of price, I'm not doing it. But there was a like a remastered version of it. And that's the one I decided to get. So also on the original Xbox, we've got Conker's Live and Reloaded. This one also complete in box. This was also another video corner one. So I don't know, that actually may affect the overall value of it. And also, again, sun damage on the spine. And actually, there's some of the spine is damaged and slightly missing. Now, why would I have paid $60 for this one, which is what I paid if I haven't mentioned it already? $60 for this one. Well, I wasn't seeing too many of these, and this is one that I wanted to come away with. This one was on my list of pickups for the day, and I found this one, and I found one other one that was even more expensive and was also missing the manual. So, I didn't have a lot of options as far as picking this one up. Now, I probably could have gotten this one, say, like on eBay or something like that. And in hindsight, I probably should have. The thing was, I thought I couldn't do much about the sun damage. That's just what it is. But this up here, part of that is my fault, and part of it is not. Because along with this one and any of the other video corner titles, they had taken the box art out and stuck stickers, price stickers, on the box art itself. Now, with I used the hairdryer method, and for the most part, all of the other ones that had those stickers, they came off just fine. The problem was, with this particular one, somebody had already tried to peel it off once before, and had already ripped part of it. So the damage had already been done by the time I tried to do it. But either way, this is like one of the only ones I think of the day at the game show that I probably overpaid, especially for condition, but I do have it in my collection now. I do have now a way to play Conkers, and I'm looking forward to it. Not sure if I'm wanting to do a one-off of this or a full playthrough of this. I'm not 100% sure, because I want to do this on stream when I get to it, because I've never played it before. So I'm not sure how much time I want to devote to it, but I do now have it in the collection, and I'm happy to have it. And better $60 than 150 to 300, right? At least as far as I'm concerned. After that, that was all at the Detroit Retro Gaming Show. After that, I did another video here on the channel that you can also watch. I did retro game hunting with my brother, Suave Beardson. And if you don't know him, there's a link to the Grim Beardson Discord. It's in the description box below. You can chat with me and Suave all week long over there. And there's also links to his things, because he does stuff on his YouTube channel, and he also streams as well. But he and I decided to go out on Black Friday to see if we could find some Black Friday deals at his local disc traders. And we did that. So, they had a deal going on where for games that were under $10, you pay $10 and you get 3 games. So essentially, all the way up to $10 and get 2 free. So it was kind of a challenge to see, just because $10 games, especially at a disc traders, there's not very many, and especially in halfway decent condition. So it was a bit of a challenge for us. But I took that challenge and I came away with some stuff that I'm happy to have in my collection. First up, I guess, which I think is probably the best one out of the 3, but it is the one that I actually paid for. So we've got on the PlayStation 2, we've got Tekken Tag Tournament, the first one, complete in box, and so that adds yet another Tekken to my Tekken collection, trying to get all of them. This is one that I had when I was younger, and this is one that I played a bit. The one that I played the most was probably 3, and also played 4 and a bit of 5. Hold on. Sorry about that. I knew I should have muted that phone. But, so 3, 4, or actually 3 or 4 probably is what I played the most. But did have this one, did play this one a bit, and I liked the tag team aspect of it. I thought that it was a neat way to kind of change things up a little bit. It was still Tekken, but it was slightly different. So I'm happy to have this one again, and that's another one down for my Tekken collection. Now, also at that Disc Traders, as a part of that deal, once again on the original Xbox and the last Xbox title that I picked up over the course of the month of November, I've got Rally Sport 2, or Rally Sport Challenge 2 on the original Xbox. This one also complete in box and in pretty decent shape, pretty decent condition. As a part of that deal, I paid nothing. This one was free. So once again, free 99, and I like it, and if it sucks, well, it cost me nothing. So I can't really complain. I can't really, I've got nothing to lose on this one. So, and I do like my racing games, and this one I figured, well, I'll give it a shot, you know, especially since it's free. So we've got Rally Sport Challenge 2 on the Xbox, and finally, the last one of that trip, and actually the last one of the month of November. We've got another one here that critically apparently was not very good. Apparently this one is buggy and it's bad from anything and everything I've ever heard about it, but you know what? I'm curious and I'm interested, and I remember my dad played this one back in the day, and so I wanted to pick it up. I want to give it a try at some point. So I found it, and as a part of this deal, it worked out. On the PlayStation 3, I've got Haze. Now, again, from what I understand, just a first-person shooter, and not even a great one at that. But, again, there's the whole thing with the, what do they call it, Nectar? Or something like that? Nectar. That you use that can enhance your abilities and all that kind of stuff. And the idea of it seems interesting enough for me to want to play it at some point. And once again, if it is really, really bad, if it's as bad as everybody says, and it's as, you know, kind of broken and buggy, and if it's just a steaming hot pile of garbage, again, it was free. It cost me nothing. So, again, I can't really complain. So, we got Haze on the PlayStation 3. That wraps up the 9 games that I picked up in the month of November. I guess we'll just do full totals at the end. Well, I guess I can just say that. So in the month of November, that came out to $109.59. So 9 games for just a smidge over $100. I feel like that's actually pretty good, and that doesn't help when, or it doesn't hurt when 3 of the 9, a third of the games were free. So that worked out quite well. So now we move to the month of December, and of course, again, it's the holiday season, Christmas, and all that kind of stuff, and so I didn't get to pick up a lot of games in December. Actually, one I picked up for myself, and that one I just did a one-off stream of. So you can check that out if you'd like. On the PlayStation 5, we have a newer title. It's Terminator 2D No Fate. Pick this up at GameStop, and with my $5 off month membership, coupon, whatever we want to call it, with tax and all, this came out to $58.29. Brand new. This one was surprising. This one is definitely not my type of game. But the story of T2 is an absolute classic. And it's still one of my favorite movies to this day. So I figure if nothing else, the characters in the story are going to carry this for me. And for the most part they do, but the game itself, the gameplay itself is actually not bad either. I actually enjoyed it, I think, a bit more than I originally anticipated because of the type of game that it is. I liked that it changed up its style quite a bit throughout the course of the game. So this one was the first one of the month, and another PS5 game, and this one was a good one. So happy to have that in the collection. Also on the PS5, up next, we've got a Christmas gift from one of my nephews. And this goes right into one of the collections, and one of the series that I am trying to collect for. And it makes the third one that I've picked up over the course of these 2 months. On the PlayStation 5, Tekken 8. Again, Christmas gift, so this one was another freebie for me. This one cost me nothing. And so I'm very happy to have this. From what I've seen of the story mode in this, which, I love a good story. Everybody that knows me should know this by now. I love a good story, and this one looks very intriguing. So another Tekken to add to the Tekken collection, and I am very much interested in playing this one, and it was free. So very happy about that. Now, last game for the month of December, yes, there was only 3 of them, and so the 12th and final game that I've got over the course of these 2 months, this one I'm extremely happy to have, and this one was another Christmas gift. I pointed it out to the wife, and I said, you know what, I would like one of those, please, and she picked it up for me. Now, I like my beat-em-up games, and Streets of Rage is one of my favorite beat-em-up game series. And Streets of Rage 4 is maybe tied with Streets of Rage 2. I absolutely love Streets of Rage 4. I had a copy of the game already, but I didn't have this one. This is Streets of Rage 4, the Classic Edition, on the PlayStation 4. This is one of those limited run deals. And this little collection is really neat. I think I'm going to do an unboxing of this on the channel probably a week or so after you see this video. So I'll open it all up, show you all what's inside. But the fact that it comes in the classic clamshell case for the Sega Genesis is really, really neat. I wasn't expecting this thing to be as big as it is, but there's some, large things inside this case makes it, as big as it is. So compared, for instance, to a regular, Sega Genesis case, it's quite large. But it's a really neat thing to have in my collection. I absolutely love this game. And again, Christmas gift. It was free, so technically speaking, it cost me nothing. I'm very happy to have this. I'm psyched to have this, and this is just a really neat piece for me to have in my collection because this is a game that I absolutely loved. I did a one-off of this one, or no, I did 2 one-offs actually of this one. I really really like this one, so you can check out those out if you'd like. But that was the final pickup of the 2 months, and because 2 out of the 3 were free, the total for this month, or for December, the month of December, was $58.29. So that works out great for me. So all in all, when we combine the pickups for these last 2 months, with all 12 games, tax and everything else all factored in, comes out to a grand total of $167.88. And compared to what I have spent in the past several months leading up to these 2 months. 12 games for, little under $170. With 2 of those 12 games being the most expensive ones. And we're talking Terminator 2D at basically $60 and Conquer Live and Reloaded $60. I mean, we're talking, that's about 120 of that 170 right there. So I think I did very well, in the months of November and December. A couple Christmas gifts, that really helps. But a couple good deals at Disc Traders and at the Detroit Gaming Show. That helped out a lot. So I was able to add a good handful of things to my collection over these 2 months and did it for a relatively decent price, I think. So that is the update for the game collection for the month of November and December. That rounds out 2025, a pretty decent year for pickups, if I do say so myself, and for adding to the collection. So that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already so you don't miss out on any other content coming to the channel, whether it's updates of the game collection just like this, whether it's unboxings of things like this, whether it's retro game hunting or the live stream replays or top 5 lists or just whatever it is that I decide to do. So that being said, that's it for this one. I am the Grim Gamer and I will catch y'all next time.